What's up, guys? Out here, it's supposed to be a sunny or a nice day so far. Not looking great. Got my buddy Scotty here, and today I'm doing the floors. Okay, so I'm all set up now. The weather's holding up a little bit. I've got my buddy Scotty here, Scotty G. He's gonna help me out. I'm using these furring strips. They're 3/4 inch by 1.5 inches. And they fit perfectly in here. And I have a 1/2 inch insulation I'm gonna put between them. So Scott's starting measuring. We're gonna do the horizontal ones first and then come back in and fill the gaps. We'll see how it goes. So because of this little rib right here, my piece of wood doesn't fit perfectly along here. And all I've got is a jigsaw and a miter saw. So we're using the jigsaw to cut a line. See if this will show. But that was the solution. And it seems to have worked. I'm going to do a little sanding to fine tune it. But now it fits perfectly in there. And there we go. Alright, so I think we've finished framing the floor. This is what we went with. It's a little more wood than I originally thought I was going to use, but it's really light. It's only 3/4 inch. So I think it's going to make it nice and sturdy. I've got a 1/2 inch plywood I'm going to put on top and 1/2 inch polyiso insulation foam boards that I'm going to put in there too. So frame looks pretty good. Time to fit all the insulation. This is what it looks like, nice and flush. Just gotta fill all those gaps now. It's now about 6:30. We've been out here just about all day, but it's looking really good. We're down to the little pieces, measuring out all these little spots. And yeah, not going to get as much done as I wanted today, but it looks really good, so I'll take that compromise. First little walk around the new floor. Well, parts of it. But it's looking pretty good. Feels really sturdy. I think this will work. Fucking excited. Piece by piece, we're getting this done. Now we've got our first part of the template done. Use this brown paper I got from Home Depot and drew a template from inside the van. So we're gonna cut that out now. What's up, guys? So
trying to recap everything that I did yesterday. Ended up working until really late with a couple friends. Well, not really late, like 8:30, but it was a full day of work. I was exhausted, so I didn't get the best pictures, and it was getting dark. So basically, this is as far as we got. We got 1/3 of the plywood traced out and cut out. I need to do some more fitting to get it perfect, but it's pretty close. We cut out all of these furring strips yesterday. Used a miter saw for the first time since like woods class in high school. That was fun. Super easy, obviously. Cut these to fit. Had to fit some of them. There's little ridges and other things. Wanted to make them as flush as possible, so had to do some custom cuts for that. Used quite a bit of wood, but they're only 3/4 inch and they're pretty light, and it makes the frame or the base feel really sturdy, so I'm glad that we did. Used a 1/2 inch polyiso insulation board. Putting the foil side down. Hopefully the little air gaps between the ribs will help with some of that insulation, because apparently that's what that side's for, with air gaps. Got a long way to go. Going to put some kill mat in between all of the furring strips here, as well as I got to clean this van, paint any marks or scuffs so that there's nowhere that can cause rust. Going to clean these boards and treat them with a mold preventative spray, and then it will be gluing them all down. Once they're all glued down, we'll screw in the plywood, and yeah, there's probably some steps that I'm missing, but so long way to go, probably about 1/3 of the way through, but I feel good about it. It was a lot easier than I kind of expected at first, you know, feeling uncomfortable to get started, not really sure exactly what I needed to do, or not confident that I knew what I needed to do, but as soon as we started, you know, going at it, it kind of all fell into place, and it all worked out. And when things went wrong, we talked about it and figured out a solution, and my best advice is just get started, start working on it. It was really fun getting everything set up, making a little workshop out here, and just spending the whole day working on it. I can't wait for a couple more days. Today's Easter, so I can't work on it today, but hopefully the next few days we'll get this finished and have a nice even floor that we can now put, you know, bed and other things on. Huge shout out to my buddy Scott. He came out here early in the morning, brought me some breakfast, stayed until late at night, helped me. He was a huge help. It was nice to have someone to talk things out with. Neither of us have experience doing this, but we feel we did a really great job still. Unfortunately, Allison was busy all day, so she didn't get to help too much, but she's going to definitely be helping in the future, which will be nice. I'd say with this kind of a project, having 2 people minimum, I really admire the people who do any of it by themselves, because it's a lot. So this is where we're kind of at. It's a little messy, but we've marked all these pieces. They're not in there, we're just placed them for now, so we haven't glued anything. But we've marked all the pieces, we've got them fit so that we know where they'll go. For some of these little spaces, I'll find either something to put in there, or I might just use the Great Stuff foam and cut it once it foams up. That piece of plywood's not put in. Those weights were used for templating when we were drawing templates using brown paper to get the right size. So there's that plywood's just sitting on the top there, but gonna do more to the wheel wells. Got quite a lot of these furring strips, which makes it really sturdy. I can already walk on all of that. Let's see if I can show you. It's real nice and flush. I'll also be covering all of these seams across here and down here with a Reflectix tape, which will be really nice to seal that all off. And then obviously we still got to insulate so much more. But this isn't bad. I need to fix this up a little bit, get this completely flush. It's going to take some more cuts. Luckily I have the 3 sheets of plywood that I bought that are like this, are much more than I need for this space, so I can shorten this to make sure I keep cutting this edge until I get that edge perfect. So if I lose some length here, it's not a big deal.